What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Hell in a Cell is just days away and things are heating up on Raw as the Red Brands' wrestlers get ready for this Sunday's show. Join us now as we look at the June 14th edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including John Cena returning heel, Moxley and Renee welcome their newborn, Lana's gonna expose the WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always, we aren't recapping the matches, but just providing you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Trouble in Paradise. Now, we're loving the Kofi dissension storyline as MVP continues planting seeds of doubt in the Dreadlock Dynamo's mind, questioning Kofi why he's no longer in the world title picture. MVP's history as a master manipulator who is able to turn wrestlers his way of thinking has fans speculating whether Kofi will leave the New Day. You can't blame MVP for trying, as he's played on Kofi's failures in the singles division since dropping the WWE Championship to Brock Lesnar in 2019, and strongly suggested Xavier Woods is holding him back. As wild as it might seem to have the New Day breakup, a Kofi Kingston heel turn could give his singles career a shot in the arm. The only drawback is that Kingston will be overshadowed by Bobby Lashley as long as the Almighty remains. Fans might also want to ask themselves whether the WWE is throwing them a swerve, as Xavier Woods can end up in the Hurt Business instead of Kofi. Number 2, Sheamus' much needed rest. Kudos to the WWE for giving US champion Sheamus time to heal from his recent broken nose. The days when champions were supposed to defend their titles every 30 days is rarely acknowledged in the WWE, so there was no storyline reason for the Celtic Warrior to step in the ring with a smash snaz. Giving Sheamus time off is good not only for him, but for one of its undercard wrestlers to get some television time. There are still plenty of wrestlers on Raw despite the WWE's recent roster cuts, and if they have any intention of building new stars, then they need to start feathering them. Number 3, Lily takes a timeout. Our fans are trying to figure out whether or not they like Alexa Bliss's new role as Raw's resident fiend, particularly the addition of Bliss's doll Lily. But some people think the creeptastic character is good, while others think it's downright dumb. For whatever reason, storyline or pausing the act to reconsider its worth, it was good to see Lily off Raw. They need to figure out whether Lily is helpful for Bliss's act or if it's just a waste of time. But that was the good. What about the bad? Is number 1, that tired tag team trope. The WWE continued its tired trope last night, where a singles match is turned into a tag team match thanks to outside interference. Last night's cliched contest saw Drew McIntyre battle AJ Styles, only for Lashley to interfere, leading to a save by the Viking Raiders and a subsequent 6-man match featuring Drew and the Viking Raiders against AJ Styles, Omos, and Bobby Lashley. While the match itself was a good build-up for the Viking Raiders' Raw Tag Team Championship match against current champions Styles and Omos, as well as the Hell in a Cell match between Lashley and Drew McIntyre. However, the lazy booking robbed the fans of a chance to see someone else wrestle in one of the 2 slots, and second, it was something fans have seen, far too many times. Number 2, a wretched return. After weeks of hype videos promoting Eva Marie's coming debut, the WWE dropped the ball with her much-hyped return. Eva Marie was never known for her work in the ring, other than it being subpar, but last night's debut was more about Piper Niven than it was about Eva's highly promoted Raw return. Eva's arrival was anything but exciting and a woeful way for fans to get behind her. Number 3, disappearing Damian Priest. Where the hell is Damian Priest? I mean, after an excellent feud alongside Bad Bunny against The Miz and John Morrison, it looked like the Archer of Infamy was off to a strong start, but now fans have to wonder if the WWE doesn't have a follow-up plan for him. Just remember Keith Lee. Does the WWE think Priest isn't worth pushing on his own, or is it just another case of the creative department failing to develop a follow-up storyline? Number 4, the fall of Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy continues to slide down the card as fans wonder why Brother Nero continues to be jobbed. Is the WWE punishing him for Matt leaving the WWE, or is this just another instance of clueless storytelling? Whatever the reason, the WWE is missing out on benefiting from a skilled veteran who can still draw, but whose drawing power continues to diminish thanks to chronically counting the lights. Number 5, crummy countouts. Now, there's nothing wrong with a countout in wrestling, as they can be used to change things up in a feud and keep it going, or simply provide a different ending for television matches. However, they shouldn't be overused as they were last night, and nor should they be used as a means of pushing wrestlers. For example, Nikki Cross has been getting a half-assed push against the women of Raw, including last night's countout win over Charlotte. If you want to push a wrestler, give them pinfalls or submission wins, even if it's against lower and mid-card opponents on the way up. They make this situation worse by featuring another count-out win, this time with Jackson Riker getting a win over Elias, thanks to Raw's resident music man deciding to take a powder rather than finishing the match. But that was the good, the bad, and what about the downright ugly? Yeah, treating its fans like idiots. First off, congratulations to Raw for scoring yet another appearance in our downright ugly category, this time for treating its fans like idiots. The WWE's habit of dumbing things down for fans sank to downright ugly lows as the Red brand failed to acknowledge NXT UK's Piper Niven. Why doesn't the WWE acknowledge wrestlers just because they're from the Black and Gold brand? Why wouldn't they want to acknowledge NXT UK and encourage fans who don't normally tune in there that there's a thriving show on Tuesday night where they can see the stars of tomorrow? It's understandable that not every fan knows about NXT or its counterpart in the UK, but why treat it like it's a secret? On another note, WWE's rumored new name for Piper, as Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that pitch name for Piper Niven has been Doudrop, is kinda downright ugly in its own right, but we'll wait to see what name they give her. Now overall, Raw had its moments, but the show was a disappointing go-home show for Hell in a Cell, and the WWE's continued use of using the same wrestlers in multiple matches has to stop. That's not the way to entertain the fans, nor does it help the wrestlers who have to sit out while other wrestlers wrestle multiple matches. But what did you guys think of Raw? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now our first story looks at, is John Cena turning heel upon his return? Now once upon a time, the idea of John Cena turning heel seemed impossible, and despite the fans asking for Cena to return to villainy, the WWE seemed opposed, giving the wrestler's popularity and ability to sell merchandise. However, as rumors persist of Cena returning to wrestle at SummerSlam, he feels circumstances have changed that could allow him to play a villain. During a chat with Chris Van Vliet, Cena discussed his success playing a villain in the new Fast and Furious film F9 and how he might do likewise in the WWE. I think the reason for me not to explore that side is because WWE didn't feel confident they had any alternative, and I respect that business choice, I really do. But now with them really laying their foundation for the future, setting up life for the next decade or so, maybe, I don't know. Cena feels that things have changed in the WWE with a number of stars able to work as babyfaces. I think this is the beginning to showcase the fact that it's possible. As the WWE invests and builds its roster, it has a wealth of talent and truly has many anchors to the ship now. Certainly Roman Reigns being a very marketable and definitive star. Cena lavished Reigns with praise, noting how Roman has spent the last 15 months getting over without fans present. He added, "I also think this time has allowed performers like Roman Reigns to unobstructively mold his character. If you send him from city to city, then there may be some audiences that don't care what he has to say and just want to boo or cheer him. But without that obstruction, Reigns has absolutely needed this time, and in it, he has developed his personality, his character. Reigns has found out who he is, so now when he goes back to live audiences, they're not confused." Cena's conversation suggests he feels Roman could help him turn heel, as a tribal chief has won over the WWE Universe and knows how to play with their emotions. Would you guys like to see Cena turn heel, or should he continue his long-time role as a babyface? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jon Moxley and Renee Young welcome their newborn. A massive congratulations to the couple, as Renee just tweeted out, "Baby girl is officially here, so I'm checking out and becoming a mom. She's absolutely incredible. I have a bunch of guest hosts lined up for you guys, and I started with none other than my baby daddy, cool dude husband Jon Moxley." Again, massive congratulations to the pair. Next up, Lana is ready to expose the WWE. Now that former WWE superstar Lana, aka CJ Perry, is gone from the WWE, she has a lot to tell. A recent New York Post article mentioned how wrestling's ravishing Russian spoke on Instagram Live, promising to spill the beans on a number of things she's experienced in WWE, and how she's standing up and speaking out on things that for years she's been silent about. I can't wait to spill the tea because it's hot and delicious. I look forward to standing up and speaking out on things that for years I have been silent about. More than a few fans felt the WWE buried Lana after her husband Miro joined AEW following his release, and they're eager to hear Lana's thoughts on how the promotion treated her during a so-called push. It's a little bit of freedom that I can be the face that I want to be. I can stand up for freedom, I can stand up for truth, I can speak up for things that people exploited, and a lot of things. We look forward to what Lana has to say. And finally, Alexa Bliss's message for R-Truth. Last but not least, is there something brewing between Bliss's devilish doll Lily and R-Truth? Well, Bliss appeared on Raw Talk casting a sinister shadow across the proceedings, but also catching the fans' attention when she spoke with R-Truth. Bliss told the 3,089-time 24/7 champion that Lily actually likes you, Truth. She constantly asks about you. She asked if you would go on Alexa's playground sometime. An interaction with R-Truth and Bliss would be pure comedy gold, and fans have to hope that the WWE finds a way to make this happen. But there you have it guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, as well as a review of this week's Raw. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.